What's up guys, Garrett here with Deranged. Dave's behind the camera. Dave, say hi.
What's up?
Guys, right before we go any farther into this video, I'm going to turn some time over to Right Coast Offroad to explain his clutch weight setup. So we'll turn some time over to him, but before we do that, we want to also give a special shout out to Crowell Machine Company for helping make this this project go. So according to Right Coast Offroad, they played a big part in making this whole setup for the KRX. So we want to give them special thanks. Also right below right here, I will show their website if you want to jump on their website to check out different things that they can do for you for machinery stuff. When it comes to machining different things, check them out. But they're well known in the snowmobile industry from what I understand, so we want to get a special shout out to Crowell Machine Company for their hard work with Right Coast Offroad in making this kit happen. And one more thing before we turn the time over to Right Coast Offroad to just kind of go over the clutch weight kit, I want to also let you know that we paid full price for this kit just like anybody else would, just because that's, we feel like, is the only way that we could really make a true, honest opinion type video on what we think about a product. So I reached out to him, I bought the kit just like anybody else, and I really appreciate the customer service and how quick he was to get us this kit. So better turn it that way. But anyways, yeah, let's jump into his video and then we'll go from there with the install and show you guys all the different times on our draggy and what happened with the KRX after we got the clutch weights put in and the final results. So I think you guys are gonna like them.
Hey guys, it's Josh from Right Coast Offroad. Just wanted to cover our weight kit real quick. When you buy a kit, it'll come just like this with everything you're about to see. Everything, the weights, the packaging, everything is 100% made in the USA. So you open your kit up. On the back of the cover sheet, you'll have a link to the YouTube install video, or just the link there if you want to type it in manually. Yeah, this is it guys. First thing I want to do is talk about the weight. As you guys all know, the stock KRX weights are starting to fail. They're getting grooved and notched really bad, which is causing the shifting feeling that a lot of people are getting. We wanted to make a more durable weight, so stock weight's cast with chrome plating on it. This is a much harder steel that's also a lot stronger as far as just pure toughness goes. And another thing to address the durability is we made the ramp 20% wider than the stock ramp. And obviously, you know, that'll help disperse the load better, so you won't get the grooving and notching like you do on the stock weights. The other thing we wanted to do was make it give you a little bit better performance. There's tons of people that like to tune these things, especially from the snowmobile world, and we're hoping it catches on a little bit with the side-by-side world. But we gave it a custom profile, and we tested tons and tons of weights, and this is the profile that worked the best for us. It has a threaded hole right down the middle, which is where all of your set screws can go into to change your weight. And then we also added a hole on the back where you can thread in a bolt and use some brass washers that we'll include in an additional kit for the guys that get some really big power out of these motors when it comes around. But to adjust, all you do is take your included Allen wrench there, and then thread whatever tip weight you want into the bottom. If you want to play with the heel weight and the mid weight, you can take this hollow lock here and screw it into whatever depth you want, and then just put your other screw right behind it to change the weight around. We kind of designed it so everything was towards the tip to keep it simple for most guys. But yeah, that's it guys. That's how you adjust it. I'm sure the video you're about to watch will be a lot better, but I wanted you guys to hear from me too. Like I said, it comes with the Allen wrench for adjusting the weight around in there. It comes with a secondary bolt to spread your sheaves to get it installed. And then it comes with our little install cross to make everything super easy, where you don't have to take your belt, your cage off, or anything to do the weights. Yeah, that's it guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you guys end up getting a kit, any problems at all with it, let us know. We'll walk you through it and make sure you're right.
Before we install this, we're actually going to take the KRX out. We're going to run it. We have just so everybody knows, so they don't ask about the times and how we got them more accurate, we have a draggy, and we're gonna set that up in the KRX, and this will record our 0 to 60 times. It'll give us the elevation, it'll give us all sorts of information. So it works great. Temperature outside, all that kind of stuff.
Incline of the road.
Yeah. Incline, it's awesome. So we're gonna run the KRX stock with the stock tires, stock setup, run like 2 or 3 runs, 0 to 60, see what we come in at. Then we're gonna get these kits installed. These kits are supposed to take you about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and then after you've done it the first time, it's supposed to go a lot quicker after that. So what's really cool about them is after you buy them and you get them, you just can do it right here in your own garage. And it's supposed to give you quite a bit more performance, and we want to show that performance in our video when we get ready to run the 060s after we get it installed. So we'll go ahead and jump into this. We'll go down, we'll get the KRX running the 0 to 60, a few runs there, show you that, and then we'll get the KRX, the clutch kit installed, and then we'll go from there.
Cool.
So we just got done doing our 3 runs on stock tires, stock clutching, and here is our 0 to 60 runs. So here's stock run 1 at a 13.12. Here's run number 2 at a 14.13, and a run 3 at a 13.57. So if we pull that up, it was sitting at about 26, 27 elevation feet, which is good to know where you're exactly at. Here's the distance we traveled, and here's the 0 to 60 time was 13.12 seconds, and the slope was only 0.38%. And then it also explains the 0 to 10, 0 to 20, 0 to 30, and the 0 to 60. So you kind of have that idea exactly where you end up falling.
How long has it been since you blew this out?
Since our last video. So since the last video, I blew it out and changed the belt at 1,000 miles, a little over 1,000 miles, and now it's got a little over 1,300. So
300 miles on it.
300 miles with the new belt.
That's 300 miles-ish. Probably a good idea to pull that cover off every 300 or so, 300 to 500 miles at least. Blow that out. That dust does cause a lot of wear and tear in there, for sure. What? Saying you need to pull that off every 300 to 500 miles at least and blow it out.
I mean, it's crazy how much dust gets in there and builds up everywhere.
Yeah.
First of all, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna loosen up your primary here, and just your secondary, I should say, just to make sure you get the belt loose.
Do you need all 3 screws or just 2?
Yeah. Once we get that loose, that looks pretty good there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here and we're gonna
try not to lose the finger.
Try not to lose the finger. We're gonna
dude, that broke.
We're gonna break my flathead off. A piece of crap flathead.
You're gonna have to get it on the other side and then try and get
there.
that to come out.
I got it, bro.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, look at that.
Hey, where'd you get that screwdriver, Garrett?
This one.
Not Snap-on, I'm guessing.
That's definitely Harbor Freight right there.
This is not a Harbor Freight job, apparently.
Yeah, hopefully this one won't break for round number 2. So we're gonna open that up. And I can feel that cross going in there a little bit more each time. There you go.
Weight's
That's
loose.
it. Yeah, the weights are loose. So now we should be good. We're gonna remove what they call snap rings right here. So we're gonna go ahead and remove all 4 of those. Okay, so some of these snap rings are spun around, so you're gonna have to spin them around so you can get to them. to release them. Oh, I got my helper with me today. What's up, Missy? You get done with your dance class? Alright, so that's all 4. Didn't want to bore you with every single one. So there's 4 of those removed. Now we're going to have to remove the pins. So let me grab it a little bit smaller. Actually,
Just take a...
this would work perfect.
Yeah.
So we're going to come in here and we're going to tap. The pin out.
And that just comes right out.
It should come right out. So there's one. And then as we turn it, the weight is going to
Drop out the bottom.
drop out. As you can see, they're a little bit grooved, but overall, I'm running 1,300, little over 1,300 miles on these weights. And I would say that, yeah, they're a little grooved right there.
That one's the worst one.
This one's probably the worst, but overall, I mean, you can see the little grooves here.
So is this what they're always talking about when they're saying things are grooved out and it's shifting or
It starts
something?
to shift, yeah.
Or is that like the sheaves?
Yeah, no, it's these.
Is it the
These are the
weights?
weights, yeah. So I don't know, for me, for 1,300 miles, you guys can be the judge, but mine don't seem horrendous yet. So I don't know. I'm not an expert on clutches.
Yeah.
So maybe some of you might look at this and be like, oh, that's way worse than what I think. But to me, it doesn't look too bad. So leave a comment below. Let us know what you think about mine that are running 1,300 miles on it versus the ones that you guys have seen have issues.
No, put one of those of his weights and let's compare it to
Yeah, so here's a
Kawasaki's.
comparison of his weight. So you can see a big difference there in size. And also the curve is a little bit different as well. So yeah, there you go. So we'll get these put back in and then hopefully we go out for a little run.
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure that you get this cross all the way down. That way it opens this up as far as possible.
Just gotta get one in there. It slides right in.
I'm just using a little rubber mallet. Seems to work pretty well to get it in there.
Little tap-a-roo.
Tap-a-roo and it goes right. Okay, so we have all the weights in. I'll let Dave put in the last one just because I wanted him to experience how easy this was.
Garrett was getting frustrated.
I got, you know, it's always like when you have 4, you get 3 in really well, and then the 1 is just like always a pain. It's just that concept.
But
man.
it wasn't hard. It's just
No,
it's just a frustration level goes up, and then I come over and I'm smooth, and I just made it going like butter.
Just like that. So anyways, they're all in. So now we're going to get the snap rings back on, and we'll get the belt tightened back up, and we are good to go. Honestly, Dave, how long though?
20 minutes maybe we've been
Yeah,
at it. Maybe
it's not-
30.
yeah. And it's mainly, I mean, I removed the cover already last night just so it was ready to go for all the testing and stuff. But yeah, really, really easy. Yeah. So I can't wait to see what it does for the improvements on the low end. All right, so I'm going to switch Dave, and I'm going to look over the O-ring, the snap rings real quick, make sure they're in the groove.
Yeah, if it fails, I want it to be your fault, not mine.
I don't believe them, just to make sure 2 eyes are better than 4 eyes are better than 2. And I think this is important enough to check it, you know, and make sure.
This would be
they're all in.
catastrophic failure if
Yeah.
you left one not in.
Okay, they all look good. So what we're gonna do is pull out the cross. Here's your light. So we'll get to the cross one. We'll stick the screwdriver in there and pull that out. There's that. Take it out. Okay, so those bolts are out. Leave that stuff here. Just give it a spin until it
Tighten us a bit.
tightens up. And it's tightening up now. Okay, there we go. All right, so we just got all the Right Coast weights put in for the clutch, and now it's time to go out and test it and see what the 0-60 is.
Does it feel amazing yet?
Feels amazing, bro.
And at this point, Dave is as excited as he is when he eats a piece of pizza.
That feels a little bit more peppy. Feels a lot more peppy, that's for sure, on the low end.
I think so.
I can't wait to see what the 0-60 times actually are, but as of just feeling the throttle, it even breaks the tires with it a little bit.
It did break.
I'm getting excited because if this does everything I wanted it to do, this is exactly what I wanted. It was just the low end snappiness.
Yeah.
To get around some areas a little bit better. You know, people talk about top end. I mean, if I'm running 50, 60, I'm good with that. I mean, I'm sure it'd be cool to run faster, but most areas it's all about the low end and getting somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get ready to run our first 0-60 with the new clutch weights. They're also set up for our elevation here, so we'll see what it does. I'm interested to see. So far, it does feel a little bit more snappy on the bottom end, like instantly. This is run number 2 with the 2-gram weights, but only 2 of them across from each other, with the other weights taken out of the other 2. Alright guys, so we're out here doing some testing on the clutch weights. So what I'm going to do is I brought the package I got along with a little magnetic. Makes it real easy for pulling the weights out after you loosen them up. We're going to do some more testing to see what we can do to get some better times on the 0-60. Also, I will be showing times from 0-10, 0-20, 0-30, all that kind of stuff, so you can see what we're going to do. So right now, I'm running 2 2-gram weights in the clutch across from each other and no weights in the other stuff. So I ran a few tests there, and then now I'm also gonna go ahead and pull those weights out and run 0 weights in my clutches and just see what it does. Remember, we're running about, I think it's 28 something feet on elevation here. So everybody's gonna be different when they're tuning their machine when it comes to your elevation and where you live. So I'm just trying to tune it because I do most of my riding around this area, and then sometimes up in the mountains, which I could change it pretty easy. So let's go over here and we'll get it switched out, and I'll show you how easy it is to switch out the weights. All right guys, so this is how easy it is. So take your kit and open it up. I got my old weight sitting here. Here's the weight carry case. Comes with a little Allen wrench. And I got my magnetic here to use. So you're just gonna stick it in down here and loosen that up. You gotta unscrew it for a little bit here. It's down there a little ways. Once it's loose and you see it, you grab it with a magnet. And there you go. So there's that one. So I'll open this cover and put it in where it goes. And then across from there is the other one. So we'll get that one out as well. And that's basically it. That's how simple it is to add weights or take out weights. So it really is not very hard. So we'll go ahead and get these out, and then we'll go run some more times and see what it does as we sit here and tune a little bit on the clutch weights. All right, this run is going to be with 0 weights in the clutch. So no weights in the clutch at all on this run. So we'll see what it does with the draggy. Number 2. So I want to go ahead and give my closing remarks on the KRX and the clutch weight setup that we put in it, and I didn't want to do that until I had a chance to come out and ride around Sand Hollow to kind of get an idea what it feels like versus just straight 0 to 60 times. So overall, already heading out here, it's exactly what I needed for the KRX. So between the 10-mile-an-hour range to the 25-mile-an-hour range, 30-mile-an-hour range, it picks up so much faster. It really helps with all of the carving in the sand dunes and all that kind of stuff to really stand on it and get around. It just has made a huge difference in that range, massive difference. So the other thing I noticed too is as you get into higher speeds between like say about 36 to 45-ish miles per hour, it kind of drops off on you a little bit before it starts picking back up. But the big thing with that is I kind of don't mind it, because when I'm cruising down the road, and I was doing this last night on the way to the gas station, with the RPMs dropping off just a hair, it actually becomes quieter, the motor. So it's actually kind of nice to just cruise in that speed, and it makes a big difference, I think, for noise. But overall, for how easy this kit was to put in, and with us filming it, I think the total, Dave, what were we at? Maybe 30 minutes total, 20-30 minutes?
Yeah, at most 30-40 minutes to install.
Yeah,
that's if you run into problems, which you shouldn't, because it's very simple.
And I think the big thing is too is, I mean, we have to set up like camera shots and do all that kind of stuff to film the video. So without doing that, it probably could even go a little bit faster. And I think now that we have done it, for the first time, it's going to go way faster if we needed to switch out the weights for some reason. But like I showed you in the video, just changing in and out of the different weights is simple. It's really easy to change that out. So as I go to different type of tires later on and all that kind of stuff, then I'll have to retune for those. But overall, I'm just beyond impressed. It really was so simple. It's right there in the garage. It's a done deal, and it really added what I needed for the KRX in that lower end. So make sure that you keep on watching, hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure whatever you pack in, you pack out. And until next time, this is Garrett with Deranged Offroad.